welcome.
Welcome. You are very welcome.
You are most welcome.
Welcome to the cult, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the fucking show.
What's going on, everyone? What the Friday's back. Yes, I have haven't been doing too much, but I'll be getting shit ready for this trip over to America, and I'm nearly got that all sorted. Nearly fucking got that all sorted. So that's what I've been doing. And in other news, I broke my treadmill. If any of you know, been on Twitch a bit, running on my treadmill, and I busted it. So I've got to get a new one. It's coming on Monday. All right. So got to wait till Monday to get back running. And I've been working out my USA trip. So we're nearly there. But what has been going on is a few things. I think since the last time I did it, we have a new prime minister, which we're going to talk a little bit about because there was some funny shit that happened as soon as he was elected. Weirdo. And then Thor trailer came out. Haven't really talked about it except on Twitter, which will be interesting. And a little bit of Star Wars. I said I might watch Kenobi just because it's Kenobi and it's Ewan McGregor and Hayden coming back, and it seems like they were having a decent time with it. Now, having said that, it's still Disney Star Wars, so it's its own offshoot fucking thing. So that's what I said in the title, not the title, the description. For what it is, we know what it is. It's Disney. It's its own thing. It's its own timeline. Let's call it the Disney Silver Timeline, like fucking Halo did. All right, that's what it is. So not comparing it to Star Wars, but I think of everything we've had, it was the most Star Wars like thing we've had from a show. Now, granted, saying that, I only watched Mando season 1, a little bit of season 2, and I stopped watching after. Well, I just turned to shit, honestly. And it wasn't really Star Wars. That's the thing. It was just, okay, it's a show that looks like Star Wars was not really got much to do with it. And then, what was the other one? I don't even know. They've had a few shows, but this one was a bit different. This is basically it's like a live action Rebels or Clone Wars-ish thing, which is exactly what they're going to do with Ahsoka. But anyway, let me say hello to you fucking beautiful people coming in to the chat at this time of night, 12 in the morning. Gang. Skimitar, Obi-Wan on Disney Plus seemed okay. Good. Embrace your inner lofty. Wow. I mean, okay. Fuck it. I'll go full lofty. I don't know. What is that? Full lofty. What was it? Doctor Strange 2 is an 8 out of 10 and is an amazing Marvel movie. Even though I don't think that. So, yeah. Flying R2-D2 saves Star Wars. Now, that I can confirm is true. What's up, Dan? How you doing? Emotionally unstable amphibian. Well, I hope you can get stable again. Ribbit. That's what she said. So, how you doing? Hale? Get a haircut. No, I look like Loki. My favorite Marvel Disney Plus show. Thank you very much. How did I break it? Okay, so I was running right there, watching the TV on the left, and when I run, I like to watch war movies. So I was watching the intro of Saving Private Ryan. You know that bit, like just the intro when he's like trying to get off the water, out of the water onto the beach. And I cranked it up to like 13, 14 Ks an hour, just fucking going. And then just before he got to the beach, I heard this fucking crack. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, it wasn't my knee, it wasn't my ankle. All right, I think it's the underneath me. And then I kept I banged on it a bit. I was like, oh no, it's broken. So I lifted up the tread and there's a whole crack down the middle of the whole crack down the middle of the treadmill. So I've got to get a new one. It's coming in. That's how I busted it. Watching Saving Private Ryan, trying to get to the beach. That's how you do it. Yep, breaking treadmills. What is up? How you doing? How are you all today? How is everyone today? Yeah, I'm pretty happy. The Warriors won today. We're in the NBA Finals. I think the Panthers won, and the Swans won. So all three of my teams won in the same day. Pretty happy. Pretty happy about that. It was a one goal win right at the end. Very, very close. Very, very close. Fucking hello, Dr. Rachel. How you doing? Hello. Yes. Clone Wars is gay. I mean, it's more of a kids show, yeah. But like, if you wanted to have that story between episode 3 and 4, was it no 2 and 3? Episode between 2 and 3. It's like, okay, well, this is pretty interesting because that break between that time between 2 and 3 was, well, the time between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones was massive, but from Attack of the Clones to 3, you get a fair bit of backstory in that too with the Clone Wars. Yes. Now here's how I see Star Wars: 6 movies. That's it. There's 6 movies in Star Wars. Disney's got its own trilogy, which is dog shit, which doesn't even count. So that's its own whatever. Then you have the Clone Wars, which is its own offshoot universe, basically. Which you can get that backstory, which if you want that to be included in that, then you can. Even season 7, which was there. The last couple of episodes were decent with Maul and that. Then you have the Disney Plus shows. Now, Mando didn't really do anything. I don't even know what the other. Oh, Boba Fett show. That was right. Some shit. But now, Kenobi actually felt like something Star Wars because they started off. Okay, they started off with. I have a couple of things so I can get there. Okay. So they started off with Order 66. And I'm like, okay, bit of a bait. You're going to bring in Order 66. You're going to be like, okay, what the fuck? But it felt like Star Wars again. Like, just to see that, it's like, okay, we're back in it. And then the music for me was the thing that put me off. Like, because you know when you get Star Wars music, dun, 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 and it's like, or you get the Force theme, and then you get the other. Oh, it's like that's what brings you into it. And this just didn't have it. So that's one thing, big thing that just the music just killed it. So it didn't really put you into the scene as much. However, being back at Order 66 and like, oh shit, we're gonna kick off there and see what happens. I was like, yes, can we get something good from this? And then it kind of goes off into its own Disney-fied series. But I'm not going to talk EU stuff because I never read the EU. But I know a lot of people who read the EU are going to say Obi-Wan's book, they should have adapted. They should have done that. And I'm saying, yeah, 100%. They should have fucking done that. But what did Disney Lucasfilm do a while back? Oh, yeah, we're going to decanonize everything. So we knew that wasn't going to come into play at all. So we saw Obi-Wan trying to look after Luke. But then the leaks came out and said, oh, there's going to be this black chick who's the Inquisitor, and she's going to take over, basically. I'm like, okay. So it kind of did do that. So it sets off with Obi-Wan, but then it's like, hey, she's trying to find Obi-Wan so she can take him back to Anakin or Vader, and he's still alive, you know. So she told him that Vader's still alive, Anakin's still alive, and he fucking freaked out over that. But it's about her trying to get Obi-Wan back to Vader so she can put herself up in the ranks. So it's like, okay, so they're putting her story in front of his. I get what they're doing. But then you get young Leia, which is cool to see what she's been doing. I'm like, but there was a few things in that. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you? I said I was going to watch it Lethal. Thank you. And yes, I was talking about the EU that I don't know anything about. I said, if you would probably be the one to tell me what happened to Obi-Wan during his book when he was looking after Luke. You know, what's it called? I don't even know what the fucking book is called. But, and I see that super chat. I will get to that. Thank you very much, Anthony Gaming. One sec. I want to see Oh, that's it. So he was going to get on the ship in the beginning, or at the end of the first episode or some shit. I don't know. And he pulls out the credits, but he flashes his lightsaber. And like the bitch standing there is like, doesn't say anything. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're flashing your lightsaber and she didn't say a fucking thing when there's Inquisitors looking for him and killing people. Okay, whatever. Then when they were in that weird city he was in that city with Leia, the little girl Leia. Every single bounty hunter is after him, and they've got the little thingies on their wrists to say, "Hey, look for this fucking dickhead." All right, so everyone's after him, and he's walking around, long hair, no hood or anything. You see his face clearly. Why the fuck are you walking around with people everywhere running after you with your face showing? Why the fuck would you just keep your hood on? And then it was a couple of like editing things where I'm like, what? Leia was running away from him, but he could have just grabbed her. She was like this close to him. But then the next shot, she was like already fucking gone down there. I'm like, that sequence doesn't make sense. That sequence doesn't make fucking sense. So there was a few editing things. There was some there was what was there? Yeah, so there was a bait with Order 66 opening. There was it's basically a live action Filoniverse timeline, but seeing Ewan and technically Hayden at the end and listening to them how they talked about it coming back and how good it made them feel to be back on a set and talking and actually in Star Wars, it's like I get where they're coming from, the actual feel. But I do actually have someone to bring up. But firstly, I want to say thank you very much, Anthony Gaming 67 for the 5 buckaroos. $5 reduce. Thank you, sir. Is Stargirl woke and coming Blue Beetle movie? What do you think? Stargirl. I did watch that show. I watched a lot of that show until the last season. I watched a couple episodes and then I just stopped watching it. Not because I thought it wasn't good. It was meh at best. It was meh at best. For no reason, I just stopped watching it because I think, bored of it. I don't know. And then, but you know, the only good DC CW show is Superman or Lois. That's a really fucking that's a banger show. That is a banger show. Blue Beetle movie. What do you think? I have no idea about these characters, but about Blue Beetle. But I did see a lot of people were like, "Oh, this looks amazing," and I'm like, okay, the costume looks all right. It looks better than I guess the Flash costume or something like the new Marvel stuff or Snow White, whatever they're doing with that shit. So I guess, but it's not really a high bar to say, here's a decent looking costume because everything we've been getting in the last fucking how many years now has been absolute garbage. So we'll see what happens. I won't mind. Maybe I'll go back to Stargirl and see what's been going on. Thank you for that. Oh, shout out Subhuman. Gang. I feel you, man. 100%. Give me 2 seconds. Everyone. So let's give me 2 seconds. Shout out Subhuman. His grandmother passed away. You need a distraction? Mate, I 100% feel you. If anyone's seen my video, you all know what's happened. Same thing to me. So I feel you, man. And whatever you need, just hit me up. That is true. That is true. He had you know what I did like? Actually, there was one scene I did like that he dug up the lightsabers and they were both there, and you're like, oh my god, that's right, because he picked up Anakin's lightsaber in number 3, and see, it actually feels kind of like Star Wars because they've got the actual characters who were in the fucking movies, and that's why it feels like it. So all the shit that they brought in themselves was like, doesn't feel Star Wars because, yeah, I honestly didn't believe Gina's character. Oh, I used to be was she a stormtrooper when she was a kid? I'm like, I just don't believe it. Like, it doesn't feel like real Star Wars. So, whatever. TFA gonna be lit. Rhino versus Yeah, he doesn't like it, but he doesn't like any of the Star Wars that's going on now. I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying for what we got, which is a separate timeline show, which I take it as a separate timeline show. This is the Filoni-verse, Favreau-verse, separate timeline of their live-action series. That's all it is. And it actually felt like something that's resembling Star Wars. That's all. Probably Steph. Wait, I missed something. Go on, Hunter. What's going on? Look at that fucking anime art. Costume looks good. Movie will probably be shit. Okay. I did see costume's nice. Character shouldn't have a solo movie before Martian Manhunter. Yeah, but see, Martian Manhunter came in like in his actual self at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Where the fuck is that going? That Hamada verse. Oh my god, it was funny seeing Hamada talk about Amber Heard, wasn't it? Oh my god. It's like, yeah, nah, her role's been like reduced and shit. And I read that I didn't read too much into it, but it was something like, what's his fucking name? Momoa was trying to get her to stay on for Aquaman 2. And I'm like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. No good. It's no good. All right. What else was there? Was there anything else? Any other scenes in these 2 episodes? You guys? Because I watched it back to back when the footy was on, and I was like, okay. I might have missed a few things that I can't think of anything else. Can't think of anything else that really stuck out. Oh, we got Bail Organa back. That was cool. See, it's actually bringing the characters. That's why it's got the feel of Star Wars back. But let me pull up this one right here. This one. Because this makes... Look at fucking Hayden Christensen looks like... Dude, it looks like someone's put one of the fat faces over Hayden Christensen now. That he's that much older. But just listening to him, you're like, okay, I understand. But look at his face. Looks like he's put on one of those old masks. You know, those prosthetic masks that make you look old? Fucking put one of them on. Disney, get your CGI units up. Maybe you need to talk to fucking Taika Waititi. All right, let's hear Hayden.
I was so excited to get that call. I mean, I'd heard whispers of this project for a little bit, and then to get to be invited to be a part of it was thrilling for me. The whole experience was rather surreal, and very emotional for me, surprisingly so. You know, just getting to step back into this character and sort of continue my journey with him was an incredible opportunity, and getting to reunite with Ewan was just, you know, amazing. Seeing him as Obi Wan again was, you know, quite the sight.
He said it was amazing.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely amazing. All right. Now, there was one other thing for Hayden said that I want to pull up. There it is. So it was on Screen Rant. Now, why can't I share this tab instead? I hate that. Okay, share. That one. So here's where we diverge from Star Wars being Star Wars, because Hayden Christensen didn't talk to Lucas before joining Obi Wan Kenobi. Now, he said that it was Deborah Chow's story, which is 100%. Which is what we know. It's not George Lucas's. He sold it. It's got nothing to do with it anymore. And Deborah Chow is a director. Must have been a writer as well. Producer, whatever. Yeah, it returns, blah, blah, blah. So the upcoming show said 10 years. So it's only 10 years after, which, okay, interesting. Now I want to see, where's the, Here's the quote. I'm going to read the quote off the other page. I really felt this was Deborah Chow's story, and I really just wanted to follow her lead on this one. That right there. You got nothing to do with George, and it's all about the Chow verse. Let's call it the Chow verse. I got you the TV. I got you the TV. Oh my god. Worst background than Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. See, you only like Phantom Menace, but I mean, Phantom Menace is a fucking good movie, but yeah. Looks like a fan film at some points with the glow around Hobie. Meant to... That factory thing, yeah, the meat factory. I don't know if that's meant to... No. Right. Well, I guess they both would be pretty excited, like being back on set with each other and getting to work out with each other, training and shit. It'll bring you back. It's just nostalgia stuff for them as well, getting to see each other again after how many years of not being able to see each other. What did you fucking send me, you dog? Lethal sending me shit again. He said he got me a TV. Let me have a look at this fucking TV. And I'll show you guys when it opens. Oh god, he sent me another video. Here we go. You're all going to listen to this. Unless he dropped an F word. verse. Okay, Doomcock. What? Oh, I hate that. I gotta tell my
TV. Hey, Lyndon, I got you on the fucking TV, you dog. Lyndon's on TV.
he put me on the... Oh, okay. So I'm on the TV. I get it. I can do that. I got myself on my own TV there. Thank you. I'm on 2 TVs right now. Was the CGI better than She-Hulk? 100% from what I saw. Fucking... Deborah Chow does one mediocre Mandalorian episode and then Star Wars is saved. Yeah. Star Wars... I didn't say Star Wars is saved. I just said it looks and feels a bit more like an actual Star Wars story. Not like Solo, a Star Wars story, which Solo lost money. Don't have Disney Plus? No worries. You don't really... not missing anything, really. Not missing anything. I mean, Loki. You can watch Loki if you do. But everyone's like, Loki was bad. I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was good. You just don't understand it. Not you, just in general. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Thanks, Lethal. What did he say? Yeah, so we last saw in 2005. Yeah, see, 2005. Revenge of the Sith. Where the fuck is this quote? It doesn't matter. I already read the quote. So it's more Deborah Chow's story than George Lucas, obviously. So you got Ryan on the TV. He's not happy. He's never fucking happy about stuff. It doesn't matter. He's never fucking happy. But it just felt more like Star Wars. That's all I'm gonna say. If you want an in-depth breakdown on what happened in the show and why it's terrible, I'm not the guy. And if you want the narrative of Obi-Wan's being cucked to a black female inquisitor, I'm not the guy. 100%. I already said that her story is being elevated, maybe over Obi-Wan's, because it's about her trying to get Obi-Wan back to Vader so she can raise herself up in the stakes. Oh, she also, spoilers, she also kills the Grand Inquisitor in the second episode. And that's how Obi-Wan gets away. Grand Inquisitor doesn't look anything like the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels, which is dumb. Like, his head is more round and the Grand Inquisitor, yeah, whatever. And they have helicopter lightsabers, but I haven't seen them used yet. I want to see them use the helicopter lightsaber. R2-D2, flying R2-D2 or a helicopter lightsaber, what's better? What saves Star Wars more, the helicopter lightsaber or flying R2-D2? Why? She killed him because she wanted him to fuck off because he was pulling her down and stopping her from what it was he said, get over your fascination with Kenobi. He's not around anymore. And then she's like, we've got Kenobi. He's right there. And then he wanted to take the accolades for himself instead of her. So he wanted to find Kenobi and bring him back to Vader. And then she turned around and stabbed him with a saber. It's like, oh, okay. That's what's happened. That is what's happening. So, and then right at the very end, you saw Vader in the back to tank. Ten years after, he got burned to shit. So, Star Wars. That's where we're at. I wonder, is it 6 episodes? Because they gave you a double episode straight off the bat. So there's only 4 more. Yeah. So 4 more weeks of Kenobi. So I don't know how they're going to finish this show off. Like, well, actually, the leaks, what did the leaks say? The black chick, what's up, Rady? The black chick who's the Inquisitor was going to turn against the Inquisitors and save Luke or some shit. That's what I heard, or some bullshit. I don't fucking know. Star Killer, Galen. Yeah. Yep. That's true. That is true. Now, how do I do this from this? Hey, Random Fish. Where's the fish? Random Fish. All right. Okay, now I know that's you. Good. She turns face and lets Luke live, then Vader kills her. Oh, this is the fucking story from bloody... What's the fucking game? This is the same fucking story from that game. What was it called? I don't fucking know. I watched all the guys, everyone play it, but I can't remember. The one that had the ringer in it. Can't think of it. No, not Battlefront 2. The other one. Jedi Fallen Order. That's it. Thank you, Dan Blackroyd. Jedi Fallen Order. I watched at the very end. The Black Inquisitor chick gets fucked up by Darth Vader at the end. It's the same fucking story. Cold Simulator. Jack Murphy turns around, and then Ethan Ralph comes in. They both they both go, fuck you, heartfelt. To the ringer, who's Chrissy Mayer. Bro, I don't really care much about all this fucking bullshit, but watching that dude get beaten the fuck up in the middle of Portugal, and oh my God, he looked like a fish out of water. Not good, bro. You don't start shit if you're going to get fucking wrecked, bro. You don't start shit if you're going to get fucking wrecked like that. You dumb bitch. Yes, Mara, I'm a Disney show. Disney. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, shit. Foreign order. When are you legally changing name to Random Fish? Maybe when I get to America, we'll work for a green card. DM you when the Star Wars rant is over. Okay. Benzo, what's going on? He probably didn't break his treadmill. No. So, I don't know what else. What else is there from Star Wars? I don't fucking know. Work for the green card. Yeah. Okay. Good Disney Star Wars gasp. No one cares. So yeah, I don't know what else I got on Kenobi. It's cool seeing Ewan back. It'll be cool. It'll be cool to see the rematch of the century, the law-breaking rematch of the century. I mean, I don't really care about the law-breaking anymore. Like, I've let it go to the point where I've separated the timelines, so I'm Loki, basically. So I can watch this show and be like, okay, this is its own separate thing. The movies are their own separate thing. But Rhino, look, I love you, Rhino, but you're fucking losing your mind, keeping yourself so attached to this law is broken, law is broken. We already fucking know that. So, no, it wasn't Trey. You're a fucking dickhead. I'm just kidding. But if Rhino keeps sticking to this, they're breaking the law. We already know that. If you keep doing it, you're gonna do your head in. Just fucking let it go, mate. Just watch it for what it is. If you're gonna watch it, like Rhino's watching it anyway, watch it for what it is and say, hey, it's its own separate thing. We already fucking know that. And they've already broken the law as much as they possibly could. So it's already done. You can't break it anymore. That's already done. It's already in a million pieces. You can't do any more. Put on the Doomcock helmet. Why? I don't give a fuck. I'm not saying it's good. Not saying you should watch it. Not saying go buy Disney Plus. I'm just saying Rhino needs to fucking get over it because he's going to do his head in too much. And I need him on the full Aussie because what are we going to do without Rhino on the full Aussie? Exactly. What the fuck are we going to do? We're going to do nothing. We're not going to be here. We know you are Doomcock. My friends. It is time. Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni are at war. It's like the beginning of a Clone Wars episode. The galaxy is at war. What the fuck am I doing, cunts? Wow. Thank you very much. Australian Doomcock spin-off. More friends. I can't even deal with that. Fuck that. I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna lose my shit. TCW is always gay. That's totally fine too. If you didn't like it, it's not. It's just supportive story, just additional story to the movies. And if you don't want to accept it as a part of the canon, you don't have to. Matt Martin, the writer, said, what did he say? What's the fucking... I've got the tweet. I don't know where it is. Matt Martin said something about it canon is whatever you make it or whatever. Something like that shit. It's all fake anyways. Isn't that what the other thing was? It's all fake anyways. So canon's whatever you want it to be. Future ruler of Earth. Like that's... okay. You know who else thought he was going to be the future ruler of Earth? Darth Vader. You thought I was going somewhere else, didn't you? Oh, my friends. My guys. That's right. We're not on Twitch. Didn't redeem any points. MD. Oh, you did too. Yeah, you did too. You did. What's up tomorrow? G'day. How you going? I don't know. I'm enjoying this Star Wars rant. Anything else? I want to do Twitch emotes here. Yeah, I know. Anything else? What else we got? What's up? Oh, Benzo, did I miss you in chat before? Let's go. Oh, you said it's Australian Doomcock spin-off. Lol. Anything else on Star Wars? What can we do to trigger Rhino? Star Wars is amazing, and George Lucas was second fiddle to Kathleen Kennedy. Her universe of Disney Star Wars is the greatest thing. Star Wars, it's revitalized Star Wars, and nothing will ever compare. Hyperspace something and whatever. Thanks, Rhino. Good on you. I've been going for 30 minutes already. Fucking hell. Let's skip on. Let's move on from this fucking shit. You were trolling about the election, which is what we're going to get into next. Anyone? Everyone. Election time. Propaganda time. So if you're done with the Star Wars, you don't have to be here and you want to listen to more Star Wars, you can go watch Rhino. Because I got some funny shit on this election. So what happened was, as soon as Anthony Albanese was elected prime minister, left-wing prime minister, he fucking went off at people in his speech. He went off at people in his speech. It's fucking hilarious. And also, there's something else that happened on the first day that he talked to Joe Biden. Oh my God. It was fucking cringe and I was losing my shit. The only Jedi that wasn't a pussy, lol. All right. Let me pull this up. So I think it was around 5:30 and 6:30. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. And then we'll have a look at what actually happened in the election, because one of my favorite parties is actually doing pretty damn good. Pretty damn good in the Senate. But first, let's go Albo's speech. Albo's bloody speech. Hilarious. So he was going after some people. Hey, let's take a look. And then I'll tell you what happened. So this is his speech as soon as he won prime ministership. Who won? What are you talking about? Who won? You fucking know who won. This guy. H-Way Albo. All right, let's take a look.
Every pit, can we, if you wait, I know it's been a long night, but if we can dial it down a little bit. Every parent wants more for the next generation than they had. My mother dreamt of a better life for me.
Always talks about his mum. Always. This guy looks like he just lost. No. The other guy lost. He was at the footy tonight. So then there was another thing that happened, and it was right now.
I think they got that. I know at the beginning of the campaign they said people didn't know me, but I reckon they've got it.
He goes off at them. Down.
No. Can we have order, please? Can we have a bit of order? I intend to run an orderly government, and it starts here. So behave.
he's telling people in the crowd, shut up and obey. He's like, behave, calm down. Just like the fucking retards in cars intro. Calm down. Who's this bloke? This is our prime minister now. This is our leader. This is our prime minister. So turns out what happened was the guy, you can hear.
I know at the beginning of the campaign they said people didn't know me, but I reckon they've got it.
When he's yelling Albo. This guy. So you hear that guy's like, love you, Albo. So it turns out that a radio station here, I think it's the Kyle and Jackie O show, they put out their version of it. So one of the guys who works for the radio station and on the show, Kyle and Jackie O, him and another person of the station, one of that guy was absolutely fucking hammered drunk. He was absolutely munted. And he was just yelling out, Albo. So Albo had to fucking calm him down. He's like, calm the fuck down, mate. Just calm down. Chill the fuck out. I'm trying to run an orderly campaign here, an orderly government. And this dude was just fucking munted, yelling his face off, going, Albo. And he works for a radio station here. And then what happened was that I heard behind the scenes, this guy, during the speech, went off to go piss. And he came out a side door. And then as Albo finished his speech, they ran into each other. And he was still going off at Albo behind the scenes, yelling at him. And they released the other not footage, but the audio from their side. So it was actually someone who worked in a radio station yelling at him right there. Because when I first heard it, I was like, why is he yelling at people? This guy's a fucking asshole. Which, well.
Down. No. Can we have order, please? Can we have a bit of order?
Can we have a bit of order? Lol, munted, yes. Absolutely munted. How's he going to keep order in the country when he can't even keep... Exactly. Thank you, Lethal Prince of Earth. My friends. Future ruler of Earth. Did you like Obi Wan? I don't know. I could ask him. He know where he lives. But this prime minister doesn't follow me on Twitter now. I'm a bit disappointed. Unfortunately. Bro. Yep. So I'm trying to get my untrained dog to heel. Well, the dude was pissed and he's yelling out elbow. So yeah, that's what happened. I can't remember if there was anything else in this person
I
speech.
lead.
Some bullshit. What is he?
Together we can strengthen universal health care through Medicare. Protect.
Okay, he's using a fucking American talking point. Healthcare, universal healthcare, Medicare. We have one of the best Medicare systems to date. The only thing that there's a couple of things that aren't covered. There's a couple of things, but that's an American talking point that the left loves to trot out because their supporters eat it up. They're like, yeah, universal healthcare. Yeah. We always hear about that over in America. It's like, yeah, but motherfucker, we have Medicare and we have private health insurance here. We've got both, and they're working pretty damn good. So I don't understand why that point always hits with the left. I don't fucking get it.
We can protect universal superannuation.
Something about superannuation.
And in our place in the world. And to get
okay, he wants to talk about his place in the world. All right, let me show you his place in the world. Because this is what happened when he went to the Quad meeting to meet with Joe Biden and the other Quad leaders. And it was fucking cringe. And I don't think it's the whole thing. It's just a bit where Biden pretended to walk away because he was so fucking bored. I swear, there was another dude sitting next to him who looked like he was asleep.
Australia and the United States are great friends. Many years ago, a young fellow, myself, Australia and the United States are great friends. Many years ago, a young fellow, myself in my 20s, I was a guest of your State Department with the State Department program and had 5 weeks in the US. Diverse, we went to.
Look at Biden's face, man. Dude, I was sitting there listening to this. He just talks like this. See, Scott Morrison used to be decent at speaking. So we used to have, he is decent at speaking. So we used to have a prime minister that was decent at fucking holding a sentence together. And now we've got Albo, who was like, well, when I was in the deputy, and then I met you years ago when I, yeah. And Biden's nearly fallen asleep. I mean, it doesn't take much to put Biden to sleep, but still, it's fucking hilarious.
They had a program which was, you could design a theme. And mine was, I wanted to see the interaction of groups with the US government. So I did everything from the National Rifle Association to the Sierra Club to Planned Parenthood to the full kit and caboodle across the spectrum.
The cunt just gets up and fucking walks off. That is the biggest fucking burn. That's more of a fucking burn. Any basketball fan, that's more of a burn than when Allen Iverson walked over Tyrone Lue. Fuck.
You're a brave man.
I am. But it was an opportunity to see the full diversity of the way that the country operates.
More diversity. And fucking hell, I hate that. Oh, wait till the fucking ad goes. So, person who's sitting next to him is Penny Wong, our new foreign minister. This woman here, our new foreign minister is Penny Wong. Now, she is pretty abrasive. She's pretty straightforward, abrasive, and she's also part of the LGBT community, as you can tell from their haircut. She's also, I think she's Australian, but Chinese background. And she's now the foreign minister. So I'm wondering, how is it she going to go being the foreign minister when she has to talk to countries, being a member of the LGBT community? Okay, whatever. When she has to go and talk to countries like Gulf states that want to kill these people. How's that going to work? Exactly. I don't fuck. Like, just use some common sense to you can't. We're talking about Labor governments using common sense. Okay, so Albanese picks Penny Wong as a foreign minister. I really hope nothing happens when she goes to talk to these Gulf states. But, you know, who knows what the fuck's going to happen. Rady, you fucking mad lad. $5. Thank you. Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I don't know what's going on. Imagine if Biden said Eshe. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you.
Across the spectrum.
Oh, Eshe, mate, you're a fucking minion. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I cannot stand you, you fucking dirty dog. Get the fuck out. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. I don't want to listen to him anymore. Thank you very much. All right, now we got a positive news story, Trey. You're gonna fucking love this. You are gonna fucking love this story, Trey. All right. Oh, you like that one, did you? All right. Record support for legalized cannabis Australia as candidate races Pauline Hanson for the final Senate seat. This is 3 days ago now. So, morning made. Thank you, Brady. I'm so happy I made your morning with that. Absolutely amazing. So, over here in the Senate, we have a party called the Legalized Cannabis Australia Party. It used to be the Hemp Party, the Help End Marijuana Prohibition Party. I always used to vote for that in the Senate. But apparently in Queensland, where Pauline Hanson is in the Senate, Queensland had a massive, compared to what they usually get, a massive vote in the Senate for the Legalized Cannabis Australia Party. And they are almost on the verge of picking up a seat in the Australian Senate in Queensland. They are very close to picking up a seat in the Senate from Queensland. It blew everyone away. No one saw this coming. Like, I always vote for them, but in New South Wales, like, very, very conservative state, like, overall. So it's not going to happen for a while until people actually get the message out and the actual facts about what the fuck this thing is. Like, what's the party going to be called when they finally legalize? Well, it's going to take a long time. So when they finally do, legalize psychedelics Australia. That's what I'm for. That's what I would call it next. But record support. Now, I am 100% for, look, we all love Pauline Hanson and her parodies. But if it comes down to Pauline Hanson or the legalized cannabis in the Senate, I am 100% choosing legalized cannabis. 100%. Because I was talking to people around election time. You always talk to them and say, I really don't like these people who I'm going to vote for in this, but I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to do this. And I always say, even before, I think before the election, I did the stream the night before the election. And I said, if you're going to go vote for something you believe in, no matter what the fuck it is. I don't give a fuck if it's the Socialist Alliance. Or if you actually believe in it, go vote for it. And clearly, people in Queensland believe in this enough to actually vote for it. So I'm actually happy about that. Inflation will hit the cannabis market. Mate, inflation hits everything. But, however, we don't even have a cannabis market yet to determine how much it's going to cost. Because in the US, we've got kind of markets that we can kind of gauge off what they got. So like in Colorado, it would open up first. We also have California. But we need a state to compare that's got about 20 million people in the state. And that can compare to our entire population in Australia. So what we need to do is have a look at someone's got about 20 million people in the state. And then we can gauge of how much revenue we're going to bring in, gross and then tax. Because all the different states are going to put in different tax revenues, probably, which is what I hope they do. Because they're talking about a federal marijuana or cannabis legalization. I would rather the states did it, because then we get our own individual state laws about it instead of just one federal cannabis law, because who knows what the fuck the federal government at the time wants to do with it. Because if we get the Greens, 100%, if we got the Greens in, which is the far left, we would get some really good cannabis laws. However, what the fuck are we going to get on the other end that they want to do? Who knows? They're just not official street prices. People might have to go back to a list of homegrown tobacco. Exactly. If it is too expensive. If the taxes and the amounts are exorbitant, people, and it's cheaper on the black market, then yes, that's going to drive people back to the black market. But if we can implement a structure, and if we can get subsidized and implement a subsidized infrastructure, like, because a lot of medical things over here are subsidized by certain state or federal governments. So if we could get some subsidies into the cannabis market, that would make it more affordable for people to buy who actually fucking need it. Like, we're talking medical and then recreational. 100% subsidize the medical sector and maybe look into how much it's going to cost you for recreational and how much money you're going to bring in. That's a conversation for when we're talking in a few years' time. Last thing you want Moz access to is weed. I mean, Mara, you know, people can access anything they want, even though it's illegal. So making it legal doesn't actually, well, for kids, well, if you're talking about for kids or for people like Moza, who are maybe not all there, it will actually reduce the increase to access. It will reduce access. But let's have a look what's been going on. So a large swing towards legalized cannabis Australia party in this year's federal election shows support is growing among voters for drug law reform. Yes. The party's leader, Bernie Bradley, is now in neck-and-neck competition with Pauline Hanson of One Nation for the final seat in the Senate. In Queensland, one in 17 voters put legalized cannabis Australia as their first preference. God, you don't know how much fucking happy that makes me. A lawyer in Noosa, so that's the guy, he's a lawyer in Noosa in the state's Sunshine Coast, said the movement is gaining steam nationwide. There is no longer a fringe issue. It isn't. It's no longer a fringe issue. And I want to say shout out to America, pretty much the USA, for opening this up, for paving the way for other countries to open up their minds and be like, hey, if you legalize cannabis, the world isn't going to go to shit. There are other issues in America that, you know, makes it look like the world's going to shit, but not cannabis. So Bradley added, while he's not a user of the drug, see, the guy doesn't even, you don't even need to use it to be a supporter of this. He sees the damaging effects criminalization of cannabis has on Australians and the benefits of the drug medically. Yes. The damaging effects of criminalization means you've got kids are able to buy it on the black market. There's no regulation. The tax, the amount of revenue that you could be making is going to people who are pretty shady and maybe technically even sometimes, well, a lot of times, bikies and other gangs, which you don't want. And then in your case, cartels in America. And here we go. It's bringing in the history, which we've talked about many, many times. Cannabis was first criminalized in Queensland during the 1930s, with the drug becoming legal in the state for medical use in 2016. Now, why would it be criminalized in Queensland during the 1930s? What happened back in the 1930s? 1930s, after Prohibition in America, all these motherfuckers who had jobs in Prohibition and making alcohol legal lost their jobs, so they had to make something else, demonize something else, so they could get their jobs back. So what did they do? They demonized and made a race issue out of cannabis or marijuana. And then 1937 Tax Act came in, which made cannabis illegal. And there are movies and books about this. I would very highly recommend Chasing the Scream. And there was another movie which was Andrew Day played Billie Holiday. And that was based on part of that book. And that was pretty good. It's not great, but it was decent storytelling of that part of the book. Now, and then they even made it medical in 2016, which is great. So in 2020, so a couple of years ago, 23,000 cannabis-related arrests were made in Queensland, more than double the arrests made in Victoria. More than double the arrests made in Victoria. 23,000 in Queensland. Why? Black market will have to change products, though the bikies tend to be more about pills and labs. Yeah. I don't know. I might have some new people here. Who knows? There might be some newbies at the stream. You never know who's watching. Could be their first time interacting, and you gotta give them a bit of the old history. That's 23,000 extra votes. Yeah. Well, the more stuff you legalize, the less of a black market there is, unless they're making stuff that just should not be ingested for human consumption at all. There was a fellow here only yesterday who pleaded guilty to possessing non-medical cannabis because, as his lawyer explained to the court, he couldn't afford the prescribed stuff. See, there's an issue there too. He couldn't afford the medical prescribed medication, so he had to go buy it illegally. So we need to get some infrastructure going. And now you can't say we're going to be like I've heard and seen over here. They've talked about how we're revolutionizing the market of cannabis for medical purposes. Like, bitch, motherfucker. California legalized it for medical use back in the fucking 90s. You can't be playing me and telling me you're revolutionizing the medical cannabis market when you've only made it legal now, a few years ago. And people still can't even get it for a reasonable price when it's supposed to be medicine. Subsidize that shit. We need to have a referendum to make it legal right now. Support for medical has grown in Queensland, with half of all medicinal cannabis prescriptions in the country issued in the Sunshine State. Half of all medical cannabis prescriptions are in Queensland. Queenslanders love getting high. I mean, good on them. I mean, it's basically the Florida of Alabama/Florida of Australia. There ain't much to do there. That's what I'm talking about. Stigmas attached to the drug appear to be failing, which is great. Particularly older Australians are becoming aware of the use and the effectiveness. Like, it's good when we see video and stuff with people now who need to take it, and they say, oh, it's not just about getting high. It's about, helping heal medical ailments. Because usually it's the older people that are stuck in their ways and saying, oh, no, that's a drug. I don't want to, I'm not taking that. It's like, yeah, but what about CBD? Doesn't get you high. Exactly. Medical cannabis doesn't have the side effects, which is what we're talking about, CBD, and actually helps treat those conditions better than some of the prescriptions. Yes. But the pharmaceutical companies wouldn't like that because they're losing out on some of their market. Yeah, we could be one step closer, but there's so much more to be done. And we're worrying too much about all these other issues. Sure, there's a few things that need to be addressed, like security and all that, but this is a big one. This is a big one for me. It's a big one for all of us, honestly. You know what the biggest one is? You know what the biggest one is that I'm going to say? This is the first step on the road to psychedelics. Yes. Once you legalize them, once people, let me use this phrase, once people have tasted the light, and enough people, that's when everything's going to start to change. And people aren't going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to sit here and listen to the government and take all this shit and do this and just do this, stuck in my ways, keep doing this. I'm actually thinking, I'm not sure what the fuck this is all going on here. Is this actually fucking real? I don't think so. And then maybe we can start changing our ways. Because yes, mushroom. I think the way we have, let's think about this. Just call it the last 10,000 years. We've been hunter-gathering, changing, transfer technology, hunter-gatherers, been eating psychedelics and plants and mushrooms and all this shit for thousands of years. We get to 1930s, we ban cannabis. We get to the 1970s, we ban psychedelics because the government's afraid of the anti-war movement. However, if you actually sit down and use these plants, it's like it's gonna make you question a lot. Like exactly like what happened with me. It's gonna make you question a lot and make you see a lot of things differently. Because I think the way that we have been living is fundamentally unsustainable, and it's clearly showing with like society has gone to fuck it. Like you talk about the fall of Rome, the fall of Athens, the fall of Greece. All these societies are gone now for a reason. I think ours is in the midst of that too, because we are fundamentally going away from what we're supposed to be doing, and we are just concerned with how much money can I make today? How much money can I make this year? I got the biggest house. I got this. I got the money. I got money, house, home, car. You're all concerned with material things, and then what happens when it all goes away? What's up, Orange Chat? How you doing, man? What happens when all our material possessions or ideas are all gone? And then you got to come back and do it all again. And I think if you had a better base, rather than just living to acquire things, we would be on another trajectory. Let's just say that. And I think that's coming soon when everything goes to shit. Let's just say that. Oh, gang, you finally hit 1K. That's fucking awesome, man. That is awesome. Material things feed the kids. Yeah, see. Yeah, we could go into so much. I don't know how much you want to go into. You could. Yeah, material things do feed the kids, but what are... I don't know. I'm fucking thinking it. What are kids? They are just another representation of yourself. Communicating with yourself. It's just we have made ourselves an illusion that we are not the same thing. And that's why it's so much more enticing to think that everyone else or everything else is the other. So then we can fight, go to war, kill each other. It doesn't matter. We're just the other. But see, if you treated everyone like it was an extension of yourself, it would be like, why would I hurt you? Because if I hurt you, I'm just hurting me. And I think that's what we need to get back to, because everything today is like two-tier societies. And that's fundamentally unsustainable. Something's going to happen. Something's going to crack. Whether it's sooner or later, something's going to crack and everything's just going to come crumbling apart. I mean, whether it's societal collapse, whether it's I know climate change, people want to go, no, but what happens when the ice caps do melt eventually? Then the water's going to rise. What about if another asteroid comes, like we had a few in the past few thousand years, like 10,000 years? What happens when an asteroid comes and everyone's like, well, goodbye. We're not ready for that. We're going to start again. So I think it's better to start now, seeing everyone else as yourself rather than the other. I think it's more, but I don't think it's going to happen very soon, because we still love that dichotomy of left, right, me versus you. Like we still love watching sport, which is fundamentally opposed to each other. So we're fighting each other. Our political parties, our ideas are just, we're not there yet. And people people, it's hard to talk to people like this because if you don't want to hear it, if you're not ready to hear it, you're just not ready to hear it. Your time will come. Maybe not this life, maybe not next life, but eventually it'll come. They won't melt anytime soon. No, that's what I'm saying. You're thinking about current lifetime, but if you have an idea that we all come back again and again and again, eventually, if you have an idea we are all the same. So whatever happens to someone is happening to you as well. So in about 10, 20, whatever, 30,000 years, it happens again. It's going to happen to you, but you're not going to remember it as another incarnation of yourself because the veil will close and you'll forget about your past life unless you're one of the people that can remember your past lives. which is very interesting indeed. God's been throwing asteroids at us for a couple of decades now. Just keeps giving us last chances to humanity. Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, here's another reminder. You could be fucked up in a matter of seconds. Uh-huh. Getting all philosophical. Always. That's why I am here. That's what I am here. So all I do is I just find when because this comes from when I was a kid, like when I was fucked up, which I talked about in my interview with Blabs on Geeks and Gamers. Like I can think about things quicker and easier, and to see, I'm doing it right now, to a longer extent than trying to talk about it. So if I'm sitting here thinking, I could think for like 5 minutes, but I've thought about like 100 different ways something could happen. But talking about it, I'm trying to get one idea out, and it's like trying to hold it together. It's very hard for me. Very hard. Reincarnation, I believe in them. Well, there's evidence that it's real. Like there's a thing on Netflix that there's a couple of striking examples on Netflix that one kid remembered his past life in World War II and his plane got shot down, and he remembers so much about and he's a kid and he remembers exactly how to make napalm bombs, exactly how to make some people who are on his deck, on the ship deck. It's like crazy, man. And there's another crazy story in that too. So it's 100%. 99, we could have seen the end of Alaska. Ooh, the rock blew up about 1.5 miles before impact. And then don't forget Chelyabinsk over Russia, which impacted. Everyone saw that on the dash cams in Russia. It was crazy. Stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. It'll soon be here. Our modern arenas are a bit nicer than the Roman Colosseum. Much less blood and gore. Well, we don't have slaves that are fighting anymore like that are set up for that. So that's one thing. Did Scimitar fucking... Oh my god. Scimitar made a fucking meme of me as Doomcock. You want to see it? That's fucked up, man. No. All right. Multiversal mind is way more complicated. Scenarios, arguments. Oh, dude, arguments. I try and do back and forth arguments to work out what position. So I try and work out the position first, and then I try and work out the other side and try and work out, okay, would that work in an argument? Because that makes sense, but that doesn't. But that, yeah, I do it all the time. See, I don't talk about. I just carry it in my head. Yeah. from the center of the earth. What? Are you talking about Journey to the Center of the Earth? Let me see if I don't think there's anything else on I set myself for the show, but I don't want to start a massive fucking debate with yous, but nah, I don't do that. Yeah, that's right, Orange. That's true. That's true. All right. Who wants? Okay, I haven't talked about. Oh, Doomcock's from the center of the earth. Okay, yeah, no, fuck. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Civil War, fucking. Oh yeah, whatever. Okay, let me read to you. We're gonna talk about Thor. Thor, this new trailer, because I haven't talked about the trailer. Now, I will grant everyone that what Taika Waititi has said previously, ruin your mythos in a minute. He doesn't give a fuck about the mythos. Gore, Christian Bale's Gore, doesn't look anything like the character. And whatever else you can pick that is straight out, like not comic accurate or like nothing about the character or something, whatever anyone said, or Natalie Portman said about women directors or whatever. Now, why I like Thor is because I see myself in the character a lot, like this MCU Thor. So I'm more forgiving on this stuff because I see very similar parallels with Thor to me. So here's why. So he grew up believing that he was special, like he was supposed to be the king. He was supposed to be the one. He was the special one, like he was going to be the king of Asgard one day. So he had a purpose. And I always thought, look, we were being told, look, you got a purpose. You're here for some reason. And you gotta find out what that reason is. And his reason was to be king of Asgard. And he was going to rule. But then it was taken away from him by his dad. Took away Mjolnir, took away his hammer, his purpose. So he had to fight for that to get it back. And then he loses his mother, which I lost my grandmother. So he lost someone very close to him. And then he finds comfort in his friends at the time, were the Avengers, because he can go out and do stuff with the Avengers, and it's kind of like a brotherhood of fellowship, and he can kind of do things there. But then he lost someone else, his dad, and what? And then he's marooned somewhere foreign. So that's kind of how I felt for years. So after my grandmother died, I felt like I was gone. I was nowhere. So he was marooned on, like, what was it called, Sakaar. So he lost his way, and I was like me for years, and I can tie that back into all the way how he still lost his way now, because I'll get to it. So he found Hulk, and then he can kind of pick himself up and being like trying to help Hulk get back to where he needs to be, which is what he did. And then where I've written this is I can't fucking read. Okay. But then he lost his whole planet, but he still got his people. So he lost everything, but he's still got a tiny bit of something to hold on to. And then he's king for like a few minutes, and then Thanos comes. And then his big loss was when he didn't kill Thanos in time. So he thought, here's his purpose, here's his everything. He's got his purpose is back. He's going to kill Thanos. He's going to save the world. He's going to save humanity, the universe. And he didn't do it. And then what happens to him? He gains a fuckload of weight, which is what I did. He's just sitting there, full on depression, has no idea what he wants to do, nothing. He doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't care. He's like, all the people out there, ask them what they think I'm worth because I feel like shit. That's exactly how I felt for years. So I'm like, I understood where they were coming from, putting him in that arc in Endgame. And then he needed his friends to help pick him back up, to give him something to do, some motivation to get him to try and get back on the horse or try and help save the universe again. And then he met his mum. So what happened when he met his mum in Endgame? He said, I'm not supposed to be like everyone else, because he thought he was supposed to be special. He's supposed to be something more. He's supposed to be the leader. But she told him that everyone fails at who they're supposed to be. It's your job to be who you are. And that means at the end of Endgame, he's got that in his mind. Okay, I'm going to try and find out who I am instead of who I'm supposed to be. So I'm going to go on an adventure with the Guardians, see what they've got. But I like the beginning of the trailer where he's just trying to find inside himself, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. It's all in here, not external. If you're looking for it externally, you're not going to find it. If you're looking internally, you're going to find your way out. And that's what I liked about the beginning of the trailer too. Because then what happens? He starts to work out. He starts to lose his weight. I don't know if that happens at the same time though, because it looks like he was already thin or jacked when he was on that hill. But so I see a lot of myself in that character and the way they've done it from Thor up until now. That's why I kind of understand what they were trying to do with Thor and why I get it more. I totally get why people don't like it, and that's fine. But I kind of get it more than I guess you guys. Now Loki just made sense to me in with what I've experienced, like, and what, because everything you've thought mattered, like the Infinity Stones, the time, reality, none of it matters. And I was like, I totally understand that. I've been there. I've been exactly where he is right now. That's why I understood it. So I kind of get it more. Now, let me go on to when he says I need to find out who I really am, that just fits perfectly with where his character is at the moment. He's still got his mother's idea of you don't need to be the person who you're supposed to be. You need to find out who you actually are. So that's what he's going to be doing, which is why I like it. I already said that. You can criticize the actors or whoever they're as people, like Tessa Thompson, what she said, or Taika for what he said and done, Disney for what they've done, not making it comic accurate, making Thor a cuck, whatever it is, for making it a comedy even. And I said all those things are fine, and it just resonates with me more and where I'm at, and I think where they're putting him at the time. Yeah, you can make your own path and just enjoy doing it along the way, which is what it looks like he's doing. He's making his own way. He's doing his own thing, and it looks like he's enjoying what he's doing, which I can totally understand and totally relate to. That's why I see it. That's it. The Loki show got the Infinity Stones correct. Endgame got the Infinity Stones wrong. What? Endgame got the Infinity Stones wrong? I mean, if you listen to Loki, everything that happened in Endgame was supposed to happen as it did, because that was its closed loop of time. Because we know they've already... Okay, He Who Remains in Loki already told us what is supposed to happen in the next, 3 phases of the MCU. Kang is going to go crazy in the 31st century, and he's going to find an infinite amount of himself, and then he's going to create a multiversal war, and then Nathaniel Richards, the Reed Richards descendant in the 31st century, comes along and goes, I've discovered them, and I'm going to consolidate them all into one timeline. And that's exactly, we already know what's going to happen. They already told us what's going to happen in Loki. So I don't understand. Well, if people are like, whoa, where is this leading to? We already fucking know. which is kind of, that's why I'm saying Loki was kind of like introducing Endgame in Iron Man. It's like introducing the story of what's going to happen in Endgame in Iron Man. It's like, hey, here's the first movie, but we're going to explain, well, we're going to tell you what's going to happen the whole MCU up until Endgame. Like this is, they just told you what's going to happen. And that is the multiverse. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else. If the Infinity Stones leave their own universe, they go inert. When you go back in time, you change one thing, you create a new universe. The stones leaving there. No. You don't create a new universe though. That they didn't do that. They didn't do that though because it created its own time. It was its own time, closed off time loop in Loki. I know what you're saying, but that's not what they did in the show. They said it's one time. See, what the Avengers did was supposed to happen, so it's its own closed off time loop. So there isn't a multiverse. But now there is a multiverse because Sylvie's a fucking moron and she didn't believe Immortal or Kang or whatever at the end. She's like, no, you're a liar and a manipulator. I'm like, it's not. And then Loki was like, I don't think so, man. I think he's telling the truth. And then Sylvie was like, no. I'm going to kill him anyway. And she fucked everything up. But there's no paradoxes because they reset the timeline. In Loki, they reset every timeline. So none of that actually happens. Which is why everyone is so pissed off about free will. Oh my God, they took away free will in the MCU. Okay. How do you know you have free will? She didn't believe Kang, which is dumb. Yeah, she's a dumb bitch. 100%. They did that in the movie. The stones leaving their universe into the time present. They didn't do that in Endgame. Endgame, they're all in just different time periods. Don't have free will. Fate drew me here this night. It's like, here's the other thing. Okay, if you are so concerned about free will in the MCU, why? And from a movie standpoint, okay, here's one thing. If you watch a movie or a series of movies over and over and over and over again, you know exactly what's going to happen, exactly at what time, and you know the story back to front, you know what's going to happen. Now, that doesn't mean, see, this is where I'm going. I'm trying to work it out up here. So I've been trying to work it out. So I get that characters have free will, but the story is the same. So the whole MCU is the same story, regardless of whether they had free will or not. So it's like watching another series or TV show or movie that all the characters have free will, but the story's the same and you keep watching it all the time because it's actually good. So compare it with Lord of the Rings. So if you watch Lord of the Rings trilogy all the time and you know the story back to front, how is that different than watching the MCU back all the time? It's the same story, the same movies, every single time you watch it. It's not like the movie changes just because the character has free will. No, it's the same story. So how does that affect you watching the movie? It's the same thing happening every time. So how does a character having free will or not affect you watching a movie? It's not like you can insert yourself into the character and change the story at the time when you want to watch it. So you change the effect of the outcome of the story. Yes, but they didn't create a parallel universe. Like They did until they put them back. You got to remember that they put the stones back. Cap went back and put the stones all back in its own place. That's what cut the timeline off and made it one separate timeline. So there's not a branch. That bit where Hulk or Banner was talking to the Ancient One, he said, if they put the timelines, the stones back in their own time, then that timeline never existed. So when Cap went back and put the stones in, that erased that timeline. And that's what happened when they said that in Loki. What the Avengers did was supposed to happen. Because if you remember at Loki, end of Loki, it was just one timeline going around and around and around and around. Infinite, that was it. For infinity, because that was what stopped the multiversal war. But now, not anymore, so we know what's exactly going to happen. Should fate allow? One day I should watch the later ones. If I watch the movies, that might have changed them through observation of the timeline. No, it's a movie. It's the same thing. Anytime you watch it, it's the same movie, same thing, same story, same characters. Everything happens is the same. I don't know. I don't know about that. Right now, the Schrodinger's movies for me. Yeah, there's a bunch of cats out in the ether. Who knows? They do and do not exist at the same time. God damn, look at those mushrooms, man. No, but I want to watch that one. That's it, Dark. That's what I want to. I got to put on my what to watch list. Dark. Thank you. You're reminding me. That's the one I wanted to watch. I watched. You know what I watched recently? Behind Her Eyes. Holy shit! That is a fucking twisted show. That is crazy, man. It deals with like not out of body experience, but it's like kind of, but it's more what's the word? What is the word? Because they got someone to actually consult on it. I can't think of the bloody word. It's like when you're it's not your soul comes out of your body, but it's like some part like comes out and you can travel around. Make my last trip to Tame. No. I went to hell and back. I went to hell and back to get to where I am. Behind Her Eyes. Astral travel. It's about astral travel. Oh fuck! I said it exactly the same time. Thank you, Tomorrow. I said it exactly the same time as I saw that. Yes. It's about astral projection and astral travel. I don't want to give it away because on Netflix, like, it's not like a slow burn, but you watch it. It's like once you get to the last couple episodes, you're like, hold on, and then the last episode, you're like, fucking crazy. So I don't want to give it away, but yeah, it's about astral projection and like how to get there, and then what happens when you're in that space. It's crazy. Now, I don't think it's technically possible what happens in the show, but dude, just suspend all disbelief of like actual anything that like real, and just for a story, holy shit, that's crazy. It's really awesome. So on Netflix, Behind Her Eyes, just go watch that. Something fucking nuts. But Dark, yes, I want to watch Dark. Nah, man. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll watch Dark and then I'll get back to you, Orange Hat. I'll watch it and I'll get back to you because I went to heaven, man. Well, the fifth dimension. If we're gonna talk like, if you want an actual framework of where it was. So we're in third now. We're in the third. Then fourth is more like infinite time, which is pretty dark. It's just infinite time, so you can think of any time, anywhere, like any time. You can do anything at any time. So that's where I was. And then once because you can't get to the fifth without releasing everything from the third and the fourth, which is exactly what happened to me. So when I went, nothing matters, it's fine, I let everything go that I was holding on to in the third and the fourth. And once I did that, everything went white and just fifth dimension, which is what I now know. It's taken me, what's that, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's taken me nearly 5 years to work out and process exactly where it was. And there's a bunch of people, a bunch of different people talking about explaining ways of the different dimensions that is like exactly what happened to me when I was on that. So I'm like, it fits perfectly. It fits perfectly. You look forward to that? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll put that down on the list. Dark. All right. So it's taken me 5 years to understand exactly what was going on and what is actually going on. So we're just in the third dimension projection which is a projection from the sixth. So the sixth is where we decide what projection we want to see, and it's more like a kaleidoscope of everything, or a tree that branches off, so we can have any experience we want, choose any experience we want, and then it projects into this material third. But the fourth is time, so infinite time, and then the fifth is like the power station where I went. And then once you get above six, it's kind of like, yeah, a bit different. So I don't know, maybe well, you'll find out when you pass on from this one and you get on to the next one. Today the fifth, tomorrow the sixth. Depends where you want to come back. Because if you actually want to come back to a different not this plane, you want to change up your frequency. Now, when I talk about it, or you hear people talk about this, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can tell you right now, if you go get headphones, put headphones on, and find on YouTube or anywhere the 110 hertz, so 110 HZ, put on 110 and put it on like pretty loud. And if you do the Om chant, like that, if you do that chant with the 110 in your ear, you'll hear the vibrations change as you're doing it. I'm not fucking kidding. It legit works. 24-hour splatty stream? Nah, fuck, not yet. I'm gonna have to do that though, because I'm gonna need to make some money back for my US trip, which I've almost fully paid for now, which is a fuck ton of money. So I'm gonna need to recover some funds and make some cash. No cash here anymore because we paid it all for the US trip. No cash. But yeah, if anyone wants to do that, go try it out. 110 hertz with headphones, fucking loud, and Om chant. Just do that. See what happens. Australian doesn't go far. No, not these days. Back when I was in Europe, the Australian dollar was above US back in 2012, but not anymore. It's fucking like 66 cents or some shit. No good. No good. Anyway, I'm fucking tired. Hey, look, Justin Proper reckons Kenobi was pretty satisfying. Fucking hell, Boss Hog. What happened? You gonna play Lethal? Oh yeah, Lethal, play Splatty, bro, you dog. Shay. Do they play Splatoon in the 6th dimension? No. No. I mean, you don't play things in the 6th. That's where everything is projected from to here in the 3rd. So yeah. Coffee US bad. Thank you. Thank you for the $7.99. Thank you, sir. Coffee is bad, full stop. I'm allergic to coffee, so I won't be having that anywhere. Ugh. dangerous stuff. Gluten, soy, dairy, coffee. Yep, very bad. Wow, very bad. But anyway, I'm fucking tired. Let me grab for you Rhino stream. And if you want to go listen to Rhino rage about some fucking Star Wars and shit, go hit up Rhino. Tell him I sent ya, and tell him he's a fucking dog for taking over my time slot. I'm just kidding. Their PS5 and 6th dimension. JB Hi-Fi delivers. Oh fucking! I gotta hook us up, bruh. Hook us up. Anyway, Rhino's talking about young Leia. And go say hi to Rhino. I'm still going. Yeah, I'm wrapping up. I'm really tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Otherwise, I'm gonna start talking about some fucking crazy shit. Anyway, thank you everyone for another good fun stream. It's always good hanging out. I'm gonna do. Now that I've got everything basically sorted for US, and then Monday I'll have my treadmill. I'll get back to doing regular workouts and more regular Twitch and shit. Watch a show. I watched Stranger Things and I fucking didn't like it after the first season. So there you go. I watched it. I didn't like it after the first season. But I want to go put Dark on my watch list to watch, and then that'll be good. Now go sleep. Yes, I'm going to go. I'm going to come. Do not come. Do not come. All right, thank you, everyone. Go say hi to Rhino, and we'll see you next time.
Do not go gentle into that good night.
Dear fuck! God! Damn it, Jerry!
Rage against the dying of the light.
No! God! Fucking damn it! God!